Let me on top. Start stream. We ready? Let's see.
Ready to rock.
I just clicked that. It says please try again later. Why are you saying this? Okay. Let's just do rumble. No, it says we're going. Weird. Yeah, so some glitches with the new Rumble Studio, everybody, as it's keeps saying stuff like issue and won't load and having trouble with the audio, and then I gotta remember to add you to the screen. And some big news: Nathan's getting a new mic here soon.
Yeah.
So
it's like every time we do a podcast,
every time
it's
it's
like
every
we gotta
time.
spend about 20 minutes trying to get me to make my audio come in. So it's enough.
It's troubleshooting. It's troubleshooting. Yeah, we gotta add that to our bios. Troubleshooting microphones.
Audio.
Not that we're good at it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely insane. So happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter.
I saw that you were doing some stuff. We were doing some stuff. Crazy holiday. My wife actually talked about it because I've been doing it for a couple of years. Right, where it's just like these holidays are not what they're supposed to be. They're telling us there's certain things, and we know that they're not. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just weird. With Christmas and Jesus's birth and the North Star and how the weather didn't really line up with a lot of the things they were saying. And then Easter, and it's they've turned it all what you're supposed to be celebrating into just spend money, or you're a bad parent, or that's what kids do. You're not worth, yourself as a kid if you're not getting this or getting that, which is pretty messed up. But yeah, I hope it's going good for you. I hope it's going good for everyone out there. Easter Sunday. Get ready for work tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah, my thoughts are, and I don't know the deep history of Easter, but there's the connections to like pagan holidays, and different religions have their celebration of the same concept, this resurrection theory, crucifixion, resurrection. And if the world is run by demons and we have this holiday that's celebrating the setting free of spirits, the access to heaven, the story of Jesus, then you'd think that something like this would be a little bit more pushed back against. So it always makes me wonder, with the evil of the world, why there's not as much pushback as you'd imagine to holidays like Christmas and Easter, which are direct Christian celebrations. Is it because we're being misled? You have the Gregorian calendar, and then what was the other calendar that switched the dates on us?
Oh, that's a J question.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's supposedly two
he remembers
calendars
all the calendars
that we operated on before, which has then been since switched, and it's a difference of like 2 weeks worth of days. And it always makes me wonder, are we really celebrating these holidays on the day that they're meant to be celebrated on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm messing with the settings as we're jumping around the screen. Yeah, it's weirdly religious in a way that's like trying to trick people. And it bugs me because you can blatantly see it. I'm trying to pull some stuff up here. And yeah, it has to do with the calendars and like the times that they're saying it's supposed to be. It's obviously not. And then you find out later, right, that a lot of these holidays that they need our energy, and like you got certain holidays where everyone's drinking. It's some weird ritual, and you're supposed to take part in that ritual. And they tell you, with a laugh and a smirk, like it's a big joke, but it's not. And you see that during the Super Bowl, right? You see that St. Patty's Day. You see that New Year's Eve. That's a big one. Everyone go down and watch the ball drop at New Year's at a specific time. Everyone's supposed to be shit-faced drunk, and yeah, they're just gonna soak up in it. You find out that it's all demonic.
Yeah, yep. Another one is Valentine's Day, the day of love and sex, and then there's that whole sex magic theory and going on, and birthdays where you're singing happy birthday with a repetition of 3, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear, say the name. It's almost like you're casting a spell. And you have some people that have come out like Cat Williams and said, I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't do that because, I don't count. Or no, maybe it was Prince. Prince was the one who said that. he was saying, he's like, I don't keep track of how old I am because I don't participate in that kind of ritualistic magic or anything.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how I keep my young my youth in me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely
But you know,
insane,
we
and
could
they
go down
know
the
it.
rabbit hole of every holiday, and I guess it also, I think there's a big role of how much what you put your energy into, and the intention behind it, because I think that's a huge part of this ritual side of magic is intention and energy. And so yeah, you know, if you're participating blindly, then your intention and
Dude, your mic is clicking.
oh
Sorry
god,
to interrupt. I had to check it too while it was going just to make sure it wasn't me.
let me check one thing real quick.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Jump over onto this because it is, and when you start looking into this stuff, you start noticing the rituals. You start noticing the numbers. You start seeing everything that's going on, and like in this article here, Trump spent Easter declaring America needs Christianity back. Then he signed a war threat. Praise be to Allah, which people are defending this and saying that the old school what Jesus would have been, praying to would have been what they call Allah, and that's so they're going it's biblically right. And I don't know what to say anymore. I used to be pro Trump. I'm not pro any of these people anymore. Nothing's changed since he's been in office. These people are all puppets from what I'm seeing. Nothing good is happening with this war at all. It's obviously not an American war. It is definitely an Israeli war. That's what I got to say about that. It says he signed a war threat. Here, Nathan, I'm going to give me a thumbs up when you're ready. I muted you. I keep hearing clicks. Just let me know when you're back. Pull you over there. So he said, actually, let's pull it up on the. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. That's pretty insane. And it is. I mean, we're in war. It's a threat. That's what they do, but they don't do it like this. It doesn't sound like he's speaking to, right, just the leaders. It sounds like a threat to the entire country. You're back. I can hear you, Nathan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Have you
Trying to
seen
get
those?
my-
Oh, you're good. Have you seen the Lego videos? Allegedly, Iran has been posting. No, I can't hear you.
Check. Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yep,
Okay. So, and the
you're back.
clicking has ceased.
Seceded, yeah. It ended. It bent the knee.
God, what a nightmare. How
You're good. This was fun to do. I thought we said it in the beginning. We're figuring it out
Okay.
live.
Okay. So yeah, the well, first of all, I'm surprised he referred to Allah. Was that in a tweet?
Yeah, a tweet.
What the fuck is going on
I
with
think
Trump?
that's right. That's what that's from. Yeah, it's not a Trump tweet,
Yep.
right? What was his? What's his?
Oh, Truth Social.
Yeah, he tweeted. He exited.
Praise be to Allah. Yeah, I mean, I get what Allah represents, but what interesting terminology to
It's like
use
he's
to America.
mocking them.
I hope so. I mean, I'd prefer that over, coming out as like a Muslim all of a sudden or something. Like that.
Well, he kissed the wall and allegedly, yeah, he's Jewish now. I mean, the rumors are crazy, and a lot of people, you get on Instagram. I don't get on Facebook, but Facebook, wherever, anywhere you're getting this stuff, and people, you're gonna look at the comments. You're gonna see people picking everything's bullshit. Go this, go that, and you're going to see people subscribing to certain kinds of conspiracy theories. That's the problem. Back when it was just conspiracies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was generalized, and people kind of had each other's backs. Like, I don't believe that. That's a little too wild. But, you can think what you want. Now it's, you're wrong, I'm right. You're wrong, I'm right. And the shit that they're saying is absolutely insane. A lot of it. I mean, some of it could be real, but you're going, all of these things would have had to happen to get to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
They need to understand that. But yeah, there's probably people out there going, oh no, now he's a Muslim. He's a Jewish, Christian, Catholic, Muslim that is, I don't even know.
he's a religious chameleon. He is whatever he needs to be to blend in the moment. No,
Right. Yeah,
but
that's probably
one thing I
it.
tell myself is people are at all different stages of their awakening. And, I remember back when I first started getting exposed to like the rabbit hole, I was just believing whatever the hell I came across. Like, whoa, no kidding. Because you start wondering, like, if this is a lie, then how can I trust anything? If the
Right.
things that are fundamentally built your life together, then what's truth anymore? And so you got to imagine there's a lot of people that are influential who are just now starting to wake up over the Trump presidency years, and they're probably down some weird fucking rabbit holes.
Mm, it's
But that
insane
doesn't. You got to be
to
careful. That's
justify it or discredit
yeah.
it. They're both insane.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'm all about insane. I love that shit. I
Yeah.
really do. But you cannot. I mean, you know what I mean? They're still black and white. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
it's so gray. I'm colorblind now. It's not. The first time he stood up and said, "Go get the shots," right? I was like, no. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? No.
And he still stands by that, so proud.
Yeah. And then there's a conspiracy about how well his shots are good. Okay, but there's different shots for different districts of all over. It's like even if he was saying to his rich white people, "Go get the shots. They're good for you." It's like, what about in the little inner cities, black sections? Because they're not getting the one that he was pushing. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Insane. We getting comments. What's up, lads? Happy Easter from Lost Clan there.
Yeah, it's nice to get some engagement.
Yeah,
Happy
some
Easter.
engagement today. Happy Easter to you guys. It's an interesting time we live in right now. I'll tell you that one. And don't
That's
mind
a
me, I'm just going through making sure audio is good.
Yeah. So conspiracies aside, one thing that I really appreciated about my childhood was how much energy my parents put into holidays and like just celebrating and keeping that like wonder and magic alive, that childhood wonder. And
Yeah,
so that's kind of like the approach I try to take now. Like I just try to look at things with a little bit less of a conspiracy mind and just say, hey, we're outside collecting eggs because they got little trinkets in them and making it fun
yeah,
and just making that what it's about rather than trying to get to the bottom of things. But it does, the older you get, and the less you want to be deceived, and the more you're going to pay attention to things. So
right. I did, yeah. If you know they're doing something right, and you're not going to be a part of it, you can still do your own thing. You just direct that energy to what you're doing. But like the
yep,
magic, they call it like the magic of Christmas, right?
yeah,
It's like, am I subscribing to this general worldwide view of the magic of Christmas, or am I making my own damn magic on just so happens to be Christmas? You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like you can separate yourself. You could still have fun. You can still do the same things. You just have to know in the back of your mind what they're trying to do and throw God in there. I mean, that's it. Throw Jesus into it. That's what this day is all about,
yep,
right? That's what Christmas is all about. People forget about that and just go to the whole gluttony.
yep. It's
Max RS
intention.
214 waved at us.
I
Hey,
think that
bro.
must be
I
Jay.
don't think so. It could be.
Oh,
It could be. I haven't seen that one yet, though, if he does. Jay probably has a few. So it says, what this post actually means. Or part first. Trump's 10-day pause on striking Iranian energy infrastructure expires Monday. Right off the bat of that, he's not supposed to be attacking any of that because that's affecting us. He's really mad right now because, in a way, he's losing some sort of power or dynamic of this war because, I mean, look at our gas and oil, right? And then there's wild Israel doing these things. I don't think we would have been blowing up what we did if they weren't pushing so hard for it. Like, they're just going to do it anyway, and Trump doesn't want it to look like, hey, they're out of control and we're their bitch. So the threats are going to come. It's going to keep starting. Or who knows? It might get worse, a lot worse.
what are your guys' gas prices over there?
Where I am,
Yeah.
I paid $4.40 today. Your mic just started clicking again. Let me see though if it keeps doing it. What are you paying? You're paying something crazy.
Yeah, it's like five, 568 or something like that for premium, almost 6, maybe up towards
568.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clicking again.
Fuck.
I know. There you go. The part that left even MAGA supporters checking the date. This is the same president who spent the preceding days positioning his administration as the champion of Christian America. On Wednesday at the White House Easter lunch, a closed-door event that only became public after the White House briefly posted the video and then removed it, Trump joked that crowds were calling him a king. Paul White Cain, who leads the White House Faith Office, compared his political suffering to Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, which is something should not be done. He should not be comparing himself to that. If he is, lots of weird stuff has been coming out of the White House lately. Lots of weird videos, lots of weird clips that people keep jumping on.
Me clicking on my end.
Still clicking, yeah.
Jesus.
Wondering what it is.
How about now?
Nope, no clicking.
Okay. I'm not sure what that's all about, but
it's like when a cord isn't plugged in all the way. Like it's a fast one too. It's not slow.
Okay.
So as soon as it's picking up audio coming in.
Okay. Well, hopefully we got to the bottom of this. Get rid of this again. It's like it was working with our. I was on the built-in mic and it started clicking. So I thought maybe it was the AC. So I turned the AC off and then it went to Yeti and it's just a nightmare. We're getting there, but anyways.
I know. We'll get you a new mic and then you'll sound 10 times better than I do.
Can't steal the spotlight.
Yours won't have to be so close too, to be clear. You'll be like just sitting back and sound better.
It's going to feel real good to throw this thing in the garbage, let me tell you. It's a Yeti mic. They're great. It's a great mic. It's just, it's been through the ringer. We've moved multiple times. It's been smashed and, you just try to finesse it and make it continue to work. But slowly it's like, just spend the money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Did you guys, you guys did have a No Kings did you have much of a No Kings protest over where you guys at?
No, it was like 4 or 5 old white ladies. I saw some down in the town next to us that's a bit bigger. They had some which was just a bunch of old white ladies and a white guy. Yeah.
Did you see the video I sent you of what happened out here in Waikiki?
I don't. Wait, yeah, was it the one where they beat that guy up?
Yeah, there's a guy who was dressed up as an ICE agent. I don't know if he was legitimate ICE or not. Okay, maybe your cell phone. Is this Jay? I'm wondering. Anyways.
It must be Jay. Max.
Yeah, so this guy dresses up as an ICE agent, and it looked legit, but I don't know what kind of words were exchanged, but this group of thugs, I'm going to say, probably teenage to late 20s thugs just started beating his ass.
Yeah, they looked like betas, but this guy was like older, and he didn't look like he'd much of a fighter.
Yeah, they just held him down and just clobbered him until he went limp and kept going. I'm like, ooh, man, that makes me mad. That kind of shit makes me mad. And there was a big protest. Yeah, and then I love, like, I get on social media and there's people like, yeah, I was at the ICE or the No Kings protest near me, and it was just so full of love. I danced with a 60-year-old woman for like 3 hours. I'm like,
and then what happened?
Yeah, that's right. Dance. That's what the kids call it nowadays. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's called rape. Just kidding. That's one good thing about the left. None of them have enough testosterone to pull something like that off. But yeah, let's jump over to aliens. And we just had like 11 people on YouTube watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, guys. Hey, I know a lot of you probably already are. That's why we're popping up. But yeah, leave us a like. Get us pushed through. Get some more views on it. I think we need I think we need 75 more subs, which we should hit within the next few weeks or something, and then we're monetized on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's blown. I mean, it's a couple of these videos have blown up insanely. It's only a couple though. I have to repost one from the other day. I got like 6. YouTube did not like that. Which we're not a new podcast. We're like 4 or 5 years old now, something like that. And yeah, but we weren't able to stay on YouTube. It was every week, every video was getting taken down, attacking. We were talking about this stuff back then, whether it was the shots or all the conspiracies. That's what it was every time. We did a lot of true crime as well, and cryptids. Those are the fun ones. We got to get back into cryptids.
Yeah, I've got a update on one of the true crime stories as well whenever you want to touch on that, but you can go into the alien thing.
I love twisted true crime, especially the weird ones that don't make any sense.
It just shows what kind of a fucked up system. Yeah, I'm just gonna just say it real quick.
Oh, hit it.
So one of the big episodes that we had was I was talking about an old friend of mine who killed his wife in cold blood, stabbed both of his kids, and then attacked himself to make it look like that the entire family was attacked. They brought him into the hospital, and one of my friends that worked at the hospital was saying that they saw him get wheeled in, and he was screaming that he screamed my name, that I made him do it. And the thing is, I'm like 3,000 miles away from him when this happened. And so, anyways, he went to court or whatever, got charged, and they put him into a mental institution. And apparently, the whatever the conviction was that he would either finish his days up in the mental institution, then be transferred to a prison, or he would just be deported back to Mexico. And so fast forward a few years, and I just found out that he is free in Portland, just living life. And I saw him on Instagram, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's posting this, yay Jesus stuff, and transformation and autism awareness. And I'm like, nobody wants to fucking hear it, bro. Like, you're a fucking murderer, dude. You changed your kids and your wife's lives in a matter of an instant. Like, those poor babies went from having two loving parents, and I gotta say, he was an amazing person before this happened, but in an instant, both of their parents are gone. Their lives were destroyed, and they're being raised, I believe, by grandparents or aunts or uncles now. But to see him free, it was like 3 years he was locked up in whatever form of institution it was, and now he's out on the streets
That click
painting
just came back.
murals. The click came back.
It just came back, but you got like most of it without it. It's weird, dude. I don't know how that's happened. Why? I'm being hacked again. There was this one time we were doing a live podcast, and as soon as I said something about Mark Zuckerberg, it froze, kicked us all out, ended the podcast. We had to like all sign back in, get on, and we're like, we're not going to use his name anymore. Complete coincidence, or I'm going to say it is, but it was eerie. It was kind of creepy. That was a few years back. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna jump out. You just continue. I'm gonna try to come back in on my own computer. We'll see if that fixes it. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll wait and let Nathan finish his story there, but that was a really interesting one. Saying that he made him do it. Like a lot of times, people, crazy people, the devil made me do it, or I'm Jesus, or I'm the devil, and this guy was yelling his name, and they had not been close. It was creepy. Burchett on aliens, you'd be up all night if the things that I've seen are released. Can't wait to get into this one. Some crazy, insane alien things coming up. Be popping in any moment. Come on, Nathan. We'll hit it. Representative Tim Burchett, R10, Republican Tennessee, on Wednesday discussed his knowledge surrounding aliens, telling a Newsmax host he would be up at night if the things he had seen were released. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is, and I'll just tell you this. If they would release the things that I've seen, you'd be up at night, worrying about, thinking about this stuff. Burchett told Newsmax host Rob Finnerty on his show. Let's see. Probably reset the whole computer. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I'd heard. Let me know in the comments, you guys. What do you think about this? This propaganda. I mean, they released the Epstein files. Now all of a sudden they're going, we're going to release the alien files, right? Project Blue Beam. What do you guys think? How many of you believe in aliens? How many of you believe in the possibility of aliens? And how many of you believe that the government is debriefed and it's kind of like out of a movie in my head? Like they don't know enough to share, right? I think that's bullshit. I think they know everything there is to know. They just don't want us to know about it. I think it's more religious based than flying saucers. I do believe that those exist, but I believe it could be advanced technology, say from like what they would call fallen angels, right? Making deals with them. Burchett has previously suggested that the U.S. government may have purposefully hidden information about unidentified anomalous phenomena, and that's what we're calling it now, because we can't call it UFOs. It's almost like they're expecting some sort of trials to happen at some point, where they got to change the wording now to make it appropriate. There you are. And he's back. All right, you're back, Nathan.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me read this comment real quick from Lost Clan, and it looks like he's Polish. Are you in Poland, or are you Polish somewhere else? I think I got a brother that might be going over there to help you. He's a Marine at some point. Hopefully not, though. I don't want that happening. He says, I assume aliens exist, but what government in the U.S. does right now is just chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. That's true. I subscribe to the whole, like, I think aliens and what you would call demons or fallen angels are probably the same thing. I don't think it's a big mix up, even though that would make a great movie. I just see how they hide the religious factors of things, but go, wink, wink, there's red little Martian men or green little Martian men floating around. Don't look over here.
Yeah, and the Trump is all over the place. I 100% agree. I initially was very skeptical of him when it was the Hillary Trump thing, but lesser of two evils. And when I started seeing him call out, the things that I had problems with, I'm like, man, I can totally get behind this guy. And then you had the left just go completely ballistic nuts. And I'm like, okay, now I'm even more aligned with the Trump base. But over the years, this guy has just made some calls and decisions that really pissed me off. And it's one of the big ones was the Epstein thing, that he's just trying to downplay everything amongst many more. But slowly I'm just kind of finding my way back to the middle where I'm like, no, I'm not liquid death. All right. But I just can't say I'm a diehard Trump supporter. I'm an American patriot. I think that we need to stop intervening in everybody else's BS and just kind of work on fixing America. And that was kind of what he ran on. No new
Absolutely.
wars, bringing down
Yeah.
the gas prices, take care of
America
the
great.
vets, America first.
Grab her by the pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now
let's get
it's
back to
grab him
that.
by the pussy, and you can't
That's
even,
right.
can't even ask first. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I always say that if anyone asks, I'm more like a conservative, and they're like, "Why not Republican?" And I'm like, "Because there's no rhino conservatives." That's why I like my team pure. I don't know, but I don't know when you look at what a conservative or Republican is now. Like 2 years ago, it was different, right? Now it's Israel first. That kind of shit. I bet we get a lot more views because I just said
No, Israel first.
that.
Interesting thing. So I was on a live stream with, I was a viewer of a live stream of a channel I like to watch, and he was discussing his alien encounter experience kind of thing. And I wanted to super chat him, hey, I've got a really good military slash UFO alien story for you. I'll send it to you through Instagram. And it said, please edit your comment before we can allow it to send. And I'm like, what's the problem? And I'm looking, there's no punctuation errors, there's no misspellings. And I finally took out Marine or no, military UFO alien, and I just wrote story, and it let it send, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
I mean, it makes sense, but
I mean,
God,
it's weird what they want to censor today, but a lot of it's just getting through. I think it's a
yeah.
money thing. It's crazy because here in just a few years, it's going to be red versus blue again. I think the real ones are starting to figure it out. I really do. But let's hit this one again. Pretty much, this guy Burchett, what was he again? Representative Tim Burchett told Newsmax that he had been debriefed by every three-letter agency, and that if we knew what he knew, that we would not be able to sleep at night. He'd be freaking out about aliens. Sorry. Says there are tens of millions of dollars that we spent investigating these things. That's unfortunate to know. Where's Doge when you need it? We've had departments tell us that they have recovery units, but they won't release full reports. Everything's covered up, the Tennessee Republican added. In February, President Trump said he would order the Pentagon and other agencies to release files on UFOs and alien and extraterrestrial life to the public. So it's just very convenient. I was saying before you pop back in about the Epstein files and all of a sudden the alien files. All of a sudden, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what, like, his fifth year technically, right?
Yeah.
And now we're talking about aliens. I mean, if aliens were what they want us to think they are, it'd be an insanely big deal to everyone. Like, this whole religious war stuff wouldn't matter.
So, do you remember the last time there was that big alien disclosure thing? You know, the Navy has on camera the pill shaped,
Yeah, yeah,
and all of that stuff that was happening in Honolulu. There was like a mothership, supposedly. Then they said it was a satellite reentry breaking up. But, anyways, you know what was also being discussed at that same exact time was the Jeffrey Epstein files and Jeffrey Epstein being arrested. Boom, alien disclosure. We got to talk about all these big sightings, and now we have
yep.
military coming out. Yep, and the same thing happened again, and then we go into
With
war.
Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, that they didn't let cameras in there for
Right,
it. They
right.
just gave us drawings.
Testimony of Bill and Hillary. Ghislaine's
Yeah.
now teaching yoga classes.
Speaking of that, Bill defended Trump during that, like they're best buddies, which tells me one thing, that either the story about like Bill, Hillary, Biden, they've all been dead and it's just actors playing them, or robots, depending on what you subscribe to, or these people are seriously embedded with each other, whether by force or just guilty by association.
Yeah, well, Trump did the same exact thing. He was saying it's really a shame what they're doing to Bill. You know, I'm I know him. I'm friends with him, and I
Hmm.
was like, what? Come on, man. Because just before, when it was all spotlight on the Clintons, he says, well, I don't know. You know, Bill's got a lot of trouble coming up with those files. Like,
Yeah, and um, oh, I don't show this kind of stuff right here to go breaking news either. I go, this is propaganda. This is pre-predictive programming propaganda, and it's important. Like, this is hilarious that they got, yeah, go out there and tell Newsmax that if they knew what was going on, everyone would lose their minds, right?
mhm.
But that kind of sounds mirrored to what we do know about the true Epstein files and what they've been doing. If we knew, if the people were told, they would lose their minds. Absolutely. Right. Because which one's more crazy? There's other beings flying around in space kind of monitoring us, and that's possibly where we came from, or like our leaders are satanic cult worshippers that murder and eat babies.
Mm.
Possibly non human as well.
I'd be a lot more concerned of what's going on planet Earth than what's going on outside of it. That's for sure.
That is Jay, and he just sent us the FBI vault. FBI vault, UFO. It's not going to let me. It's going to let me copy it. All right, let's see. We'll jump on that. But yeah, interesting. I'm still waiting. Where was that at? Miami, right? The Miami mall
Yeah.
incident. That's an interesting one. That's something that, like, my ears perk up on that. Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what
FBI.
happened? Did they just phase out? Imagine what the call is. Like, you got police scanners. Imagine the people sitting around their police scanners, like smoking meth, and all of a sudden you hear all units respond. All units respond to the Miami Mall. You know, and you got fucking 1,000 cops double barriered around the entire mall. 12,
Mm-hmm.
15-foot beans walking through. You saw the cell phone footage. Like, Holy shit, man.
I can't even read it. I'm guessing feet. A disc 30.5 feet in diameter, circular in shape. It is dished like a saucer, or maybe inches. And actually, there is a saucer within a saucer in the manner of symbols. On one surface, there is attached a plastic dome described as about 14 inches in diameter and affixed by 8 bolts in a rather rough manner. The bolts can be best described as similar to Stavo bolts. I can't read it. It's all messed up. On the other surface is another dome of metal, which is gold in color on one side, and on the inside is silver in color, which looks like tin. Through the plastic dome can be observed 3 tubes similar to radio tubes, and there's some wiring. The disc generally is 10 inch thick, and at the point where the domes are located, about 14 inches in thickness, there is an object on it similar to electric coil, which has some type of an arm on it and bears the words inspected TS. Some of the writing has been burned off, and it looks as though something might be missing. That sounds a lot like man-made. That sounds like old school cartoons, right? Little antennas sticking off the disc flying around. That's weird.
Well, and
Jay,
I've
you
heard a
should
lot
be
of
here.
these. Yeah, we need some J input on this, but a lot of these, like I was reading the Los Clan comment where he said gray alien is more like an android than a biological being.
Hmm.
So demonic, very much, and it makes sense with the speed that these UFOs fly at. A lot of people are saying that they are almost like drones, or they're operated by, remotely, opposed to with something inside of it. I know they say that there's crash sites with bodies recovered, but that kind of leads me to think along those lines of the android than biological being, like you said. Just the way these maneuvers take place.
Hmm.
But technology nowadays, it's we don't even have a. We're in the Stone Age compared to what's out there. So.
Absolutely. We're in the Stone Age, and there's giant theories with a lot of basis on them that we're in the Stone Age compared to like 3, 4, 500 years ago.
Mm.
Like we were like the whole idea of Atlantis and all that, flying cars and stuff had already existed. There's a big reset. I know Jay knows quite a bit about that. But what if there's technology, right, where uh, like nanobots or microparticles, where it is like kind of a hologram, like you can't touch it or whatever, and then they concentrate it, and then it becomes a solid piece, and
Hmm.
that's what their movement is based on, right? No friction, complete, like they don't have to worry about aerodynamics. It's just kind of not there, and then also there when they want it to be.
Sure.
Reminds me
Change
of
the
the
vibrational
Sasquatch.
frequency. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Phase in, phase out kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you heard about this one? I guess farmers are reportedly finding boxes of ticks.
Boxes of ticks.
Yeah, ticks.
Jesus, no.
Yeah. This is what Yahoo News Snopes. They're going to say it's not true. Social media users shared a rumor originating from a person identifying himself as a holistic doctor, or herself, named Sarah Outlaw, whose post claimed farmers are reporting boxes of ticks being found in fields. This should concern you. In short, no evidence supports the rumor. Outlaw was unable to provide any proof to confirm the claim. So, right. I guess there's a large amount of ticks this year, and it's supposed to be. And remember Bill Gates with the mosquitoes and everything?
Oh yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, ticks are
Lyme
fucking
disease.
nasty. I know somebody who actually got Lyme disease from a tick, and it just fucked her ass up. Like, I mean, she went from a beautiful, young woman to just destroyed her body, first of all, and makes
Hmm.
you in pain 24/7, sensitive to medication. I mean, it just rocks your world.
A lot of this stuff, yeah, just messes you up completely.
Hmm.
Oh, it's gonna want me to
But
sign in.
ticks in general, just blood sucking, anything blood sucking is just nasty.
So I guess there's a new. It was. I think it was Lyme disease, right? There's a new vaccine coming with it. Yeah, Pfizer seeks FDA approval for new Lyme disease vaccine candidate. New Lyme disease vaccine is in the works. Pfizer working for approval. Mm-hmm. Look at that. So they're regular people, it seems like, are reporting about ticks, but that could be the start of propaganda, like warfare itself. There's new shots coming. They're new regular to add to the schedule because RFK Jr. just removed a bunch of them. I mean, they went from like 100 and something to 70. I did a little video on that. Your child is in danger. if you have one and you follow that schedule. Very much so. And now it looks like they're trying to approve new vaccines for stuff you shouldn't be worried about unless there's like a huge uptick in ticks.
Yeah, and I heard that they actually dropped the vaccine schedule down to match Denmark, or I believe it was, and it's like in the teens now, the amount of vaccines that are on that list, opposed to, yeah, like you said, 70 to 100.
So it's super manipulative. I got it was like 76 or something. I think that was still on there, but it's
Okay.
because you gotta count it as like one shot will have three of them in it, right? It'll be
Okay.
three
Yep.
different doses of whatever, which is very sneaky. And then they go, oh, you need the third, fourth shot of this. So it's added to all that. So it's not completely different shots they're getting, but the amount of shots where they'd be receiving the heavy metals and all the bad stuff in it is like up to 76 of them. And that's if you were to follow each one, right? That the doctor would recommend for each person, each child.
Well, this is just a AI response. You know, the search engines are all AI now, but it says current CDC immunization schedule for children recommends 11 vaccines for all children, a reduction from previous 17 diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 vaccines to target 17 diseases,
Mm-hmm.
effective immediately as early as 2026. 6 additional vaccines are now recommended only for children identified as being high risk for infection. Standard schedule is DTaP, IPV, HIB, PCV, MMR, varicella, hepatitis B,
Mm-hmm.
rotavirus, hepatitis A, influenza, and COVID-19. Fuck COVID-19.
So
But
you'd multiply those 11 by like 5 or 6,
oh
and
yeah,
then there
sounds right.
was
Sorry.
yeah, then there's some added on there as well. And one of the biggest proponents of if your child was at risk is if the mother didn't get the shot beforehand as well. So there's more
Well,
shots that they recommend if the mommy didn't have it.
listen to this, man. The first one, DTaP or DTaP,
Yep,
5 doses at
yep.
2, 4, 6, 15 to 18 months, and 4 to 6 years.
Oh yeah, it's very tricky,
IPV,
isn't it?
yeah, IPV 4 doses, HIB 3 to 4 doses. So yeah, you're right. They're all multiple doses.
Yeah, they tell you it's 11, no big deal, which seems like a lot. That's a lot of shots. I don't even
Yeah.
know, like you know what I mean. And then you look at it and it's like, okay, I got to come in for 11 more next week.
Well, and the reason why they mix them into one shot, they say it's to simplify it, and so the kids don't get poked as much. But
Hmm.
really, it's so if there's any counter reaction, adverse reaction, they can't pinpoint it on which shot
Plausible
specifically.
deniability.
That's right. Yep.
That's right. And Lost Clan, no, we did not take the
Yep.
shot. And yes,
Nope.
we know what shot you're talking about.
Absolutely not.
A lot of people get on here and play dumb. Which one?
And
Which
neither
one?
did my children.
Yeah, I watched someone who I work with, or not anymore, but I did over the past year and a half, and he got his what he called the flu shots. I'm like shots, and he still claims that he has long COVID, so he has tinnitus, but he keeps getting the boosters each year.
Yep. Because I
And I
didn't take
watched
enough
him
shots.
decline mentally
Hmm.
in his health. And I mean, all of a sudden, you're going to the doctor twice a week and just getting old, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes you wonder.
Did you see so Los Clan, their UFO story in the comments?
Let me see. Oh, I have seen a UFO once when I was a kid. We've been fishing out the river near Baltic Sea. Then a light came up in the distance. Then it zapped one into the Baltic Sea and disappeared. This was 1990. Nice. Yeah, that's a big thing too. They don't like to admit is that most of them aren't seen. I mean, I don't think there's any reports of any of them going straight up and disappearing. It's
Hmm.
always down into the ocean.
Yep. Yep. That was my UFO experience too. Well, one of them is
Like 2 years ago, a year ago.
yeah, it was a couple years ago because I was going to tell that live stream about it, but I ended up telling him privately. But yeah, the light zipping across in the sky and then dropping in, like I said, turning on a dime, zip this way, turn back, zip that way, and go straight down into the ocean. And then the best part is there was another employee, not affiliated with me in any way, other than by location, but that said the same thing the same day, that they'd seen a light zip back and forth, go down into the water, but then they could see a light under the water going out to sea. It's always underwater, out to sea. The Navy stories zipping right across the ocean, skimming the ocean, under the water, all these different, yeah, water stories.
The Navy being involved every time makes you really wonder. Like, is
Uh-huh.
it just because you're out on the water, right? Or do you have something to do with it?
Sure.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, that's a crazy story.
How do
I
you
would
think
ask you
it'll,
to get into
yeah,
it.
no, we don't need to dive back in, but how do you think the world will change if they suddenly disclose it? Like, what do you think is going to be some major changes that you see?
I, I think they're trying to figure out how to break the code because they've been spending so much money and so much time going, you are insane for
Mm,
believing anything other than what we tell you. So now when they shift and then you get all these normies, sheep, right, jumping on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, I was sure it was going to happen anyway at some point. I think that's going to be hard to control. Is I'm seeing a lot of people turn into know-it-alls or pick-me's, and that's becoming a huge problem because, like I said, you used to have just a couple conspiracies and you go down it and you believe some parts of it, but now everyone's got to be right, and it's all insane. I think trying to control the narrative is what they're focusing on, and every time they have to go, oh shit, Epstein files, now we have to put something else out, right? They're trying to get their story straight while at the same time self like destructing their own
mm.
story. People are getting harder to control, and you can't just backpedal and take technology away unless you're doing a blackout. But I don't know. I don't think much is going to change when it comes to that. I think it's going to be they visit once every 350 years, and you're all going to be dead before they come back, or something. It's going to be something you don't have to worry about, but it's crazy information for us to say is true. Something like that.
I feel like there's going to be a situation where they're going to somehow make it seem normal and like a positive thing that we've been working with them for a very long time, longer than anybody's been alive. And
Hmm.
that's, we can thank them for these medical advancements and technologies and, your entertainment nowadays. You wouldn't be able to travel if we didn't have their assistance.
Right.
And they're going to slowly push the boundaries with that. And maybe not all of it's going to be true, but, and then they're going to, next thing you know, maybe we'll be, seeing them, suddenly announce that there's been cross breeding that we never even knew. People are going to be suddenly tested DNA positive for unknown species mixed in, and it,
Hmm.
I think it's going to slowly trickle out. They won't let it all come out at once, but I could see a day where one day you're standing in the food line for, or line to get on the next shuttle off out of our solar system with some off-planet being.
That
So
would be crazy.
wouldn't that be like just click your little translator on your throat and suddenly you guys are talking the same language
Oh
and
no, they speak our language. I'm more waiting for them to like get on TV and rip the face mask off.
yeah,
This
like
is
they
me.
live.
I'm beautiful. I was born this way.
Big old
Start
bug
singing Lady
eyes.
Gaga songs and stuff.
There's going to be
Yeah.
alien fetishes. Well, there's already tentacle fetishes, so we're already halfway there.
Taylor Swift just like comes out of her skin suit. She's a giant spider lady.
Yep,
Spider
Ariana
Man. Just
Grande's
do real Spider Man. That's a man, baby. So
yep,
funny.
dolphin, human,
Jay
mermaid.
says religion goes out the window. Religions would need to fit aliens into their narrative. They could quite possibly be because the first original like writings or images and stuff of UFOs, right, and these beings goes back to religion. Look at Egypt, right? I mean, what else are they talking about when it comes to that? When you got your cat people, the Sphinx, giant Sphinx. Uh, I mean, look at all the pagan gods, right? The Romans. Yeah, very interesting. Dolphin, human, mermaid, mermaid hybrids.
Well, and something out here in Hawaii that they're very sensitive about is do not swim with or touch the turtles or the dolphins.
Mm.
Do not, if you're even caught swimming near dolphins, you can get a ticket. I don't know if they go any further than that, but there's like a big thing. Don't swim with the dolphins. Of course, we all do. Like, I know a couple spots you can go out and literally be surrounded by a pod. I've had them where I'll dive down. They're literally all around, top, bottom, and side to side, where I can just about touch them, but they stay right there. And it is the craziest thing because you can hear a dolphin above the water even when it's below the water. You can hear them especially well below the water, but it is the strangest Well, you know, it's that echolocation sound, that clicking
That's
and
wild.
whining,
I
but
didn't
it's the
know that.
coolest thing. Oh yeah, my friends used to take me out and show me the spots, and swimming with dolphins is incredible. But yeah, the state is huge. Do not touch the dolphins or the turtles if you're near them, and don't even swim with them. You
Jay
basically.
says they raping people.
Yeah, well, there's that story. Did you ever hear? I think it was in the '80s. There was a lady who was like trying to breed or jack off a dolphin. Did we
Yeah,
cover that?
so there's a TV show there's a TV show coming out about it, a documentary. It might be out already. But yeah, it had to listen to this. So it had to do with NASA for one. They created like a house that was partially underwater. She lived with the dolphins, fell in love with one, and was her daily routine was like jerking it off. Yeah. And that I talked about that when I talked about Gerald the dolphin and how he kidnapped the guy allegedly and like had him build a city. Yeah, so dolphins keep popping up like insanely, and it's weird because they used to. There's something about women giving birth inside of like the ocean with dolphins, and it does something. But now they made it completely illegal. But yeah,
Yes.
only Idaho has banned fucking eating people. Like, has specifically put a law in that cannibalism is illegal, but every other state hasn't touched it. But it's like the entire U.S. You can't right have a baby in the same tank as a dolphin. There's
Yeah, I've
something
heard
about it.
about that.
It's weird, dude.
How they'll come right up to the belly and you like start kind of just putting their nose up near it and whatever they're doing, they're sending signals in. But
We do that too, right? When we're checking nowadays, when we're checking for heartbeats, and also, oh my God, what is it called? When we're looking at the baby.
ultrasound.
There you go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing
Mm-hmm.
different frequencies,
Yep. What are those waves doing to babies?
right? Instead of the natural ones. But yeah, Lyme disease. Gonna be pretty crazy, man. And I'll let people know. I got a feeling I'm not gonna see any. I haven't seen ticks in years, like a good amount of time, unless it was up in the mountains on like a dog that lives out in the mountains. That's so it's not a problem here. It used
You
to be, but if we
you
start
are
getting
very
invaded
lucky.
by ticks, man, they're gonna ruin it for me.
I am shocked with how much of an outdoorsman you are that you do
Yeah.
not come across ticks. Because I, growing up, never came across ticks. I always checked for ticks, but then one time I went up camping and I just was like, let's check for ticks. And I pulled my pants down and I had like 15 ticks on
Oh
my legs,
no.
my crotch, and the back of my freaking back of my knee, the freaking my butt crack. They were everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh,
You hit
just
a special bush.
I sure
And
did.
when we're mushroom picking too, we are in it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we are crawling through it, kind of stuff. And yeah, not a single one on any of us. 7 of us, not a single tick we saw in the past couple of years. The Slavic
Triglav.
entities,
Huh.
what the names are: Brahma, Siva, Indra. Let's see, Triglav. Ooh, breaking stuff. Let's jump over to that.
3 is a very special number. It seems like that Holy Trinity thing is just, across borders. That's just a world religion kind of thing.
Triglav looks like a mountain.
Deity
3 peaks. Yeah, let's do that.
or entity, a Slavic entity.
Does it stand for the 3 peaks? Insurance companies doing some damage here. Let's jump on the other ones. You wrote Rama. Hindu god, right? Not sure if this is what he's talking about. Referred to as the creator within the Trimurti. Pull it up, let me know. The triple deity of supreme divinity in Hinduism, in which the cosmic functions of creation, preservation, and destruction are personified as triad of deities. Typically, the designations are that of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Oh, yeah.
What were the 3 things? Destruction, creation, and what was the other one?
Um, here we go. Right here. Preserver. So, creator, preservation, creation, preservation, and destruction.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like yin and yang and the in between, black, white, gray.
Triglav
Triglav
mythology.
mythology. There you go. three-headed one, was the chief god of the Pomeranian and some Bolivian slaves. Let's see, right there. Jump on Wiki for this one. Oh, interesting. Is that it? Berglov translates to three-headed or three-headed one across various Slavic regions. Yeah. Information about Triglav comes from three sources, the oldest being Life of St. Otto, Bishop of Bamberg, by an anonymous monk from Prufening Abbey, written by 1146. The second source is the 1151 Life of St. Otto, Bishop of Bamberg, by the monk Ebo. Let's see. First mission, Otto, after receiving permission from the Pope Callistus II, goes to Pomerania to Christianize. The bishop first arrives in Wallen. Anonymous describes the local cult of Julius Caesar's spear. However, the Wallenians refuse to accept the new religion and force Otto to leave the city. He goes to... not sure how to say that one, honestly. Herbert reports that Otto, after periodically hiding in the city, began Christianization on November 1st after receiving security guarantees. Let's see. Legacy scholars have tried to find any reference to the Triglav beyond the Polybia and Pomerania. In archaeology, interpretations, Triglav was a tribal god, separate from Perun, as indicated by Herbort's information. Was a god close to interpretation. Black horse was sacrificed. Interesting. So this is like a god of all three. Relationship to heaven, relationship to earth, connection to the underworld. That's interesting because that was what we just read on the other side of it. Three different deities. This is one deity representing all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And an alleged influence to Christianity. Depicted with three faces, which was later taken over by the pagans in the form of a three-headed deity. However, this view cannot be accepted since the depiction of the Holy Trinity with three faces is attested only from the 14th century and the official condemnation by the Pope in 1628. The depiction of the Holy Trinity with three faces itself may be of pagan origin. That's interesting. It's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost.
Uh-huh. Or God, one. Jesus, and the devil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. All right. Well, anything else you got for me, Nathan?
No, I mean, I think we kind of just shot from the hip with this one, and we covered some pretty interesting topics. It was fun interacting with the chat a little bit more, so I really appreciate it, Jay and Los Clan. Even having somebody from the other side of the world to talk to is awesome. I just feel like it's the technology today to be able to interact with people in different countries.
Right.
It's like it just makes things borderless. Like we realize that we have so much in common with people. It's a wonder that we end up in fucking wars all the time. It's like we're all the fucking same, man. I mean, there's little differences with culture and stuff, but at the end of the day,
you look at it, man. Everyone around the world, for some reason, like their news focuses a lot on the U.S. I knew a guy from Australia, and he was just obsessed with Trump. Like he was a super lefty and just hated him. And I'm like, why do you care so much? You know what I mean? And I get it. Big country, big influence. It's always thrown in people's faces. But I feel like as what you would call American patriots, or just even patriots of people, of just good, decent human beings, which is few, far, and in between these days, we are closer to being a lot like what we would call foreigners across the world, because they're also still at that base of like, they just want to live, be happy. They want the same things as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And what the message coming from, right, our propaganda news channels is saying Americans are all like this. They're all crazy. They're either like crazy Nazis or on the other end, right?
Yeah.
Having summers of whatever it was called, where they're burning down every summer of love. Yeah. It's so extreme, and we have our major problems, and there is people on both sides, but generally the regular American just gives a shit about the same shit that everyone else does.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also interesting when you look at propaganda, like you said. So different sides of the country, there's got to be a different bad guy, and we're the bad guys in the movies and the video games in other countries. And it's
Hmm.
funny, you look at like America, we're taught about the Nazis and the Russians, and then you go to like China, and then you look at or Japan, the evil Americans. Like you watch these Hayao Miyazaki Studio Ghibli movies, some of them depict the Americans coming and bombing the shit out of Japan, and it's like
Because we did.
exactly. But I'm just saying it's crazy to
You
suddenly
watch,
when you're raised as these guys are the bad guys, and now you watch from their perspective, we're the bad guys.
yeah. When you
Like,
look at our history, we are the bad guys.
yeah,
I see that very clearly now. I mean, all of our history books going through school, what we've been educated on is complete. It's bullshit.
Great
It's all
Britain and
lie.
America.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the two biggest.
Yep, colonizing
Yeah.
and just fucking taking over. But I was getting a massage from a Japanese lady at the mall, and she was telling me, we were talking about dreams, and she's telling me that she used to have repeated nightmares about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and I'm like, what, really? And she's like, oh yeah, yeah, tons of kids would struggle mentally in Japan that the
Mm,
Americans were going to come and blow up Japan again, and they would have these horrific nightmares where they'd have counselors come in and talk to them to say it's going to be okay. I'm like, it just blew my mind that there are
yeah.
people that worry about that. And I mean, because we were not on the receiving end of it, we, don't suffer that same traumatic, traumatic stress, but
Like on
it's,
9/11, they tried doing that.
yes,
I
yeah.
mean, you pull people aside and go, how many people do you think died? And on 9/11, they think it's 100,000 people. It's
Mm.
only a couple thousand.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like 3,000 some change.
Hmm.
But what's crazy about 9/11 is I still can't listen. I remember it because I was around seventh grade when it happened, but 9/11, I still can't listen to people tell that story like firsthand respond or first responders stuff without tearing up. And I wasn't
Right.
even directly affected, but just listening to the stories of, tragedy, loss, and then heroism coming together, and then the whole world, like people from Canada sharing their how it affected them, and they're like, I wasn't even in America, and it shook me. Just the whole world felt suddenly unsafe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's a good way. That's a good comparison right there.
It's pretty crazy. He says his books are 250 years,
No,
or
ours are.
ours are 250. Theirs are 6,000. Iran as a country is 3,000 years old. Absolutely. And I mean, you go back and flags change, names change. A lot of the what's going on doesn't change, and a lot of it can be changed in what they're teaching you and what you're reading. That's why I mean, every book is different, and it all calls itself the truth,
Uh-huh. His
right?
story. Yep.
And I did a video the other day about Iran's history, and honestly, we've just been poking them. It's like we take out their leader and install somebody, and then they finally have an uprising, get rid of that guy, put in the guy that they want, and we do the same thing over and over and over and over again. We are the bully. Like the U.S. has been trying to find a good enough reason to blow Iran off the map since it became more than it was 150 years ago.
So
Just been a
where
fight.
is where's Sumeria? The Sumerians, they talk about the ancient Sumerians. Where is modern day Samaria? It says Northwest Bank, a territory under Israel administration. I didn't know it was
Hmm.
in interesting. Because he was talking about Iran being one of the oldest countries. I'm
Right.
thinking
It
about
probably was used. Yeah, it was probably a part of Iran. I mean, not long ago. This whole Israel thing is new,
hmm.
right? They're just taking an old name and slapping it on some uh, Russian gypsies. That's what they are. Just so everyone knows. And I knew it. I called that shit. I found out the other day that's exactly who these people are. Satan worshiping gypsies.
The Zionist Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's with the fucking Jew curl, by the way? These little fucking things that
Mm-hmm.
they have sagging off.
Gypsies, buddy. Yep. It's nothing biblical about that, is there?
Well, and you say there's a lot of people that will say like we're the real tribe of the Hebrews and the Jews, like
Like
the
people say that.
Israel Jews are not. Yeah, exactly. I work with one of the hotels.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, my tribe. He wears the hat and everything, and he's like, we're the original tribe of my ancestry, is what he's saying. But yeah,
It's
Judea and
crazy
Samaria.
because yeah, God was they were kicked out. They weren't the God's people by the end of it. They forget about all that. They were cast out. They were cursed. You know, why does everyone want to be? associated with those people that lived thousands of years ago and no longer exist.
Hmm. Yeah, every country they go into, they're getting kicked out. And you
Hmm.
look at why, it's for the same reasons, bringing in sex stuff and the freaking
Yeah,
money
genital
changing,
mutilation of minors,
right? Yep.
taxing people crazy amounts.
Well, they talk about being God's people, but then they directly go against God's nature, which is
Mhm.
cutting your fucking dick skin off. And I mean, whatever, I'm circumcised, so I can't speak too much. I didn't have a choice in it, but it's like these people, the first
Held it
thing
down.
they're, they're God's, they are God's people, but then they turn around and directly go and say, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, it's
And,
insane.
their ritual of,
Hypocrisy is everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Anyways, on that note, after dick skins, that's,
We gotta end it. I'm gonna get too many likes off that one. All
thank
right.
you.
Well, thanks for joining, Nathan. Thanks everyone else in the comments. Make sure to leave more if you think of something and want us to respond to it. We will respond. So let us know. Leave a like, share it. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, Los Clan, thanks a lot, man. That last comment's a good one too.
Poland was 40% Jewish before Hitler. After Hitler was 100% Polish.
All right.